Hi there. Today we are making spinach go-mai. Go-mai is a Japanese dish. We're not making it in the traditional manner where you actually grind the sesame seeds. We're using tahini instead. So this is a really quick, healthy, easy side dish. Vegetable. It's a way to eat a ton of spinach because spinach shrinks down to almost nothing when you cook it. You might have had go-mai in a Japanese restaurant. The last time that we made it, we actually used radish greens from the garden, and they were amazing. So hey, if you've got radish tops, you could do the exact same thing. It just needs to cook a little bit longer. But today we're using spinach, which is the traditional way, even though we're not using the traditional method with the sesame seeds. So what we're going to do, we're going to blanch the spinach. You may remember we did a video on blanching, but that was for, I think, Guylan, if I recall correctly, which is basically putting the spinach, all of the spinach, into boiling salted water for just mere seconds, maybe a minute.
20 seconds.
Till it goes bright green. And then what you do is you drain it and put it in cold water. And then once it's come down, it's not hot anymore, you squeeze all the moisture out. Now, I'm not going to show you every step of that because I'm assuming that you can figure out the cold water on your own. So what I'm going to do is show you what the bright green looks like. Then we're going to cut, and then we'll come back and show you what squeezed out looks like, okay?
Lions and tigers and bears, go-mai.
Oh, I think he's been waiting on that one, don't you?
I've been saving that for 3 days.
Wow, okay. So there we have our boiling salted water.
Nice lady.
And I'm just going to put, this happens to be 5 ounces or 142 grams of spinach. And yes, I could have used a bigger pot, but you know what? Spinach, as I said...
I tried to tell you.
No,
I tried to
you really didn't. That was not something else. Anyway, they don't need to see this bigger love. As you see, it all fit in.
Oh,
and I knew it would because spinach cooks down to nothing.
Oh, you don't say.
Now, could you use frozen spinach here? Maybe you could, but
it's never as good.
But I wouldn't.
It's good for some things, like
it's great for
lasagna or something like that.
Or something like that. But for this, I think I'd prefer to go.
That's
See how beautiful that is?
It's a very nice.
Now, I'm going to pour that into a colander so it all drains out all the hot water. I'm going to put it in this dish that has cold water in it, and then I'm going to start squeezing it out. We'll be back soon.
Oh, you should say you got to squeeze it really hard.
Yes, and they will see once we come back.
Excellent. Okay, just want to make sure.
So that took me about 5 minutes, and have a look at what we have left after all of that spinach turns into this teeny tiny amount.
You got ripped off.
And it never ceases to amaze me. But let me show you, come back in again, Rob, how squished out it is. So the reason it's in these pellets like this is because my wee little hands can only hold so much spinach. And so when I squeeze, right? So anyway.
It's already been through the cow, it looks like.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Does that. We won't.
That cud thing. Anyway, let's not go there. So I'm just pulling this apart because it won't mix well with the dressing if I have it in those little pellets that my hands make by squeezing it out. But you can see how dry it is. Yeah. You really have to squeeze very hard and try to get out as much moisture as you can. That's what you're going for.
That's the key to success.
So then we're going to make the dressing, which is the key bit for flavor. And we're starting with some tahini here.
A teeny weeny bit of tahini. And
tahini this is the bit that's a diversion from the original because this tahini paste is, well, this one I think is Lebanese if I recall correctly. Or maybe it was Turkish, I can't remember. Anyway, but obviously not Japanese. Then we have rice vinegar here. All the numbers, the amounts will be down below. We've got a bit of soy sauce. Then this is mirin, M-I-R-I-N, which you can get at Japanese stores or any of the sort of pan-Asian stores. And in fact, a lot of stores like Whole Foods and health food stores will have it as well. Mirin, and it'll be near things like vinegar. And it's kind of sweet. It's kind of like a vinegar, but it's seasoned and it's sweet. And then a bit of water. Boom. We're just going to mix that up to make our dressing. Smells great. Smells like a Japanese restaurant, actually. The soy and sesame combination is pretty fabulous. All right, so I am going to pour that over the spinach.
Oh, the drama. It's inescapable.
Now, it's not the most beautiful dish in the world, I'll give you that.
Yes, it is.
But it is so tasty, you will not mind. And then, I'm actually going to scoop it back in here. Seems to be a better size for serving. I can clean up the edges later when we're not on camera. But then I've got a wee little bit of sesame oil here to pour over the top, and some sesame seeds. And there you have spinach go-mai. That easy, that quick, super healthy,
and really delicious.
Super, super tasty. So go make yourself some go-mai.